again, and welcome to the Author Roundup. This special segment of the Book Connection Show showcases emerging indie authors who join us for a discussion of their newly published books. Join us for a conversation with our next guest author. Hi there, welcome to Author Roundup. If you're new here, hi, my name is Emma and I will be your host for this episode. Today I have a very special guest joining me, self-published author Eugen Ehrenberg. Eugen lives in an organic farm in Lower Saxony, Germany, and he is in his early 70s. He is very active in his wheelchair and hand bike and goes to the gym regularly to stay fit. After an accident in 2011, he wrote this book because friends and acquaintances always encouraged him to share his adventures with others. In his book titled Forward Giving Up is Not an Option, Making My Way into My New World with Wheelchair and Hand Bike, he describes true stories from his life and describes his search for a possible MS cure. Hi, Eugen. I'm happy you're here. How are you today?
Yeah, hi. I'm very well. Thank you very much.
Of
And you?
course. Yeah. And so you published your book this year. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about your book?
Yeah, yeah, you told already a little bit, and the book came to life because after the accident, I had I have also written about the accident in the book. There you can read it all about it. And yeah, and then I started to make uh, notes. And later on, when I was more active with the wheelchair and hand bike, then I had been able to go by train and everywhere I wanted to. And then many strange things happened to me. And when I told about those, then my friends and acquaintances and so on, they told me that I should write a book. And
Mm-hmm.
everybody should know how I managed to get out of all those troubles.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
so, can you take me back to that day in November of 1991 when you were first diagnosed with multiple sclerosis? What was going through your mind at that time?
yeah. At this time we don't know anything about the web, and
Mm-hmm.
therefore we had been not so informed about everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I never heard about multiple sclerosis, and
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't care. I
Mm-hmm.
thought it's like like a disease by children, a cough and so on, and so I didn't care, and it went quite a good way. By I got cortisone, and then after a few days, it was gone, and
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't care, but I should have, yeah,
Okay.
take a look on it.
And so, and then 20 years later, you experienced a life-altering accident. How did that moment compare to your diagnosis?
Yeah, in a way, it is. It was very difficult because at this time I didn't have so much strength, and I couldn't walk only a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And but I could walk, and that was very good, and I
Mm-hmm.
was happy about it because I was a little bit more movable at home. And then I got uh, yeah, I had to stay to bed in the hospital
Mm-hmm.
for several weeks, and then my muscles uh, went down always, and so after this, I wasn't able to walk again, and then the wheelchair came along. I didn't accept it at the moment
Mm-hmm.
because I was in a hospital for rehab, and I had been there because I supposed that they will get me as I had been before, but it didn't happen in this time. And
Mm-hmm.
then, yeah, I was very angry about it.
Yeah.
And then, therefore, I wrote the chapter uh, about the deep valley in which I was. And then I have to climb up all the steps or to get uphill.
Hmm. And so, how did your mindset shift over the years from the diagnosis to recovery from your accident?
Yeah, at a very good luck.
Mm,
Because someone uh, always told me, make do training, go for gym, do exercises. And I
hmm.
always said, I can't do anything. I'm so weak. And so, and yeah, it was really depressing. And
Hmm.
but then I did a trial
Hmm.
and I stayed. And that was very good. And that helped me to get out of the valley. And yeah, and now I'm movable with wheelchair and handbike and get everywhere I want. And
Hmm.
it's no problem at all. And I describe how I got out of this.
Hmm.
And therefore, people always telling me the book is very inspiring for their life. And they
Hmm.
are motivated, encouraged, and to go further on if there are difficulties and so on.
Yeah. And what were the biggest physical or emotional hurdles you faced during recovery?
Yeah, it was, yeah, to get more strength. That was the most difficult part.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then I got it part of part and step by step. And
Hmm.
but the secret is you have to stay, always to stay on board
Hmm.
and practice and practice to exercise and training and strengthen your muscles, and then it works. And that a very interesting side effect is if you are doing training, you are getting happy.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you don't
Endorphin.
need to do anything for it. It just happens. And that's so amazing and
Yeah.
therefore quite quite heavy at this time. And
Yeah.
I can manage so much and yeah, people are always astonished if they know how my about my age.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, you kept up with it and yeah, those endorphins are released and that serotonin.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you write about becoming friendly with your wheelchair and handbike.
yeah.
What helped you mentally and emotionally embrace your equipment or your these tools?
Yeah, I think that quite a lot can be gratitude about the training and my
Hmm.
trainers. I had quite a lot of talks to him, and we had a lot of fun doing training because something it didn't work,
Yeah.
and then we had the most fun, and so and by this I also got more confident
Hmm.
in myself and others, especially when I had been on the road. And because I always met people uh, uh, totally equal where they came from,
Hmm.
how old they are, and so on. Everywhere I met nice people who helped me, and so yeah, I got much confidence.
Confident, yeah.
Yeah.
And can you share a like funny or surprising adventure you had while using your wheelchair or handbike?
Yeah, at the beginning, I had always very surprising troubles with the elevators at stations
Mm.
because always when I came, they didn't didn't work. They just
Oh
did
yeah.
had been on holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then yeah, I didn't know what to do, and
Yeah.
but uh, time by time, I got more experiences.
Mm-hmm.
I could help me, and I got also to know whom I have to ask and to,
Yeah.
and and I am writing about those in the book. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not it's always in between. I
Mm-hmm.
have no chapter on how to travel by train or so. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you have to read it all. And but in the next book, I have a summary of all those things. But
Oh, okay. You're writing
because
another book. That's great.
yes,
Nice.
yes, it's already ready and
Nice.
it's on the way to the editor and yeah, that he
That's
makes it
exciting.
a little bit more convenient.
Yeah. And how did your journey with mobility shape your view on like independence and freedom?
Yeah, that was a process. Um, because as soon as you get more confident in
Mhm.
yourself and in others, you have also more courage to go somewhere else. And I was able to travel by train, and I describe my travel to Dresden, perhaps a town not far away in eastern Germany, and uh, and other places.
Mm-hmm.
How I managed it and how I I got it uh, to get on the train because it's always quite difficult,
Mm-hmm.
and you need a special lift to get
Mm-hmm.
into the train and there and yeah and how it all works, and I describe all those and then the problems at the hotel if the bed is too low.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get up and so on and all those things and
Yeah.
yeah, now I know, and then
That's
it's no
beautiful.
problem. I can especially ask for it. And
Yeah.
also when I had been to London, yeah, it was a surprise that I was able to go by and
Wow.
the mm, British Airways
Oh,
had
nice.
been able to take my handbike and my wheelchair chair,
Both.
myself,
Okay.
and
And
therefore it was possible.
yeah. And what do you mean when you mean confidence in others? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, that you can be sure that others will help you,
Mm-hmm.
and that's very very fine, and
Mm-hmm.
therefore uh, you are not alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's great. Yeah.
yeah, that's so nice.
And what advice would you give to someone that's newly diagnosed with a disability or facing a similar loss of mobility?
Um, yeah, I think the most important thing is going for training.
Mm-hmm.
Do it as soon as possible,
Yeah.
uh, and yeah, and as long as you are able to.
Mm.
Because and as soon as you are in a state when you are not able to go for training, then it's the worst case.
Yeah. Yeah. So soon.
Use the time you are able to.
Mm-hmm.
And I started far too late with training, but I didn't know. And at the time, at in the 19th or yeah, they always said, um, don't calm down and do not do so much. And that was totally the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
but now the medicine is shifting
Mm-hmm.
to
Yeah.
movement. And that's
Yeah.
so important for everybody. I
Mm-hmm.
always say for everybody.
For everybody. Yeah. And so
Yeah.
that leads me into my next question. So you wrote, um, this book includes suggestions for people with and without disabilities, which I love. What's something you hope everyone takes away from your story?
Yeah, that never giving up.
Hmm.
That's I always have hope. Never forget hope. That's a very, very important thing. And then, yeah, then you find ways to get out of each, I think I would say each trouble. I-
Hmm.
And perhaps also many, many, many diseases.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. And how can going back to the confidence with others, just in general, how can society better support individuals pursuing mobility independence?
Yeah, I think in many cases, people don't know about the trouble.
Hmm.
They are using their, their, their legs, their feet, and running everywhere and don't see around themselves. And it
Hmm.
was also a very big problem in former or earlier in Germany. You know, when I had been on civil service, I
Hmm.
had also had my first contact with wheelchair drivers, and I have to push them, and I didn't know how to come over a street with them because there are always those high uh, borders.
Hmm.
How do I manage it? And so, and that therefore, it's very important that people or the society notice this, and because they all have benefit as
Hmm.
soon as they are in trouble. It can
Hmm.
happen immediately and
Yeah.
totally unexpected.
Hmm.
Uh, it's just a broken leg. It can happen everywhere, anytime, and
Hmm.
then you are dependent on on uh, on ways without steps or so,
Hmm.
and therefore it's benefit for all.
Yeah, yeah. Was there a particular turning point where you said to yourself, giving up is not an option, which is a part of your title, and truly meant it?
I don't remember a turning point, but it came up in during all the time and with my growing experiences. And
Mm-hmm.
then I noticed that it's not an option. Never
Mm-hmm.
give up. There was always a way out of, uh, yeah, when I stood in Hamburg at midnight and at the station and everywhere was said train cancelled and how to get home.
Mm-hmm.
I got home. And therefore, and also when I stood at midnight in Hamburg at the main station in front of an elevator out of order,
Oh my
got
gosh.
home.
Yeah.
So never give up.
Mm-hmm.
And always stay calm.
Always stay calm. Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
good one. Yeah. Were there times where you felt like you couldn't stay calm, or um, have you always been pretty calm in those situations?
No, at the beginning I was not calm at all.
Frustrated.
I didn't because I was, yeah, it was a little bit, a bit despairing
Yeah.
because I didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know how to find people to help, and I was a little bit shy
Mm-hmm.
because it takes you some yeah, courage to talk to people and ask for help because we have all a very strong ego.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That ego wants to do everything by itself, and it doesn't uh, understand why it isn't possible at sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's the trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. What does the word forward mean to you now?
Yeah, it's always a way to go forward, and the way is not, it's no end.
Mm-hmm.
Always forward, and then the solutions and so on is coming.
Mm-hmm. And so where have been you've mentioned a lot of places that you've traveled to. Where have been some of your favorite places to travel since rediscovering the world?
I really loved to stay at my friend in Slovenia.
Okay.
Yeah, it was very nice. It was such a nice area. I didn't know. I
Mm-hmm.
was so surprised about all the nature, and then I had been very happy to meet him again.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and I was also quite happy that I managed to get there by flight.
Wow.
And it was at the beginning, it was very difficult to find an airway which would take me
Mm-hmm.
because it's you need a little bit more um, work on it to find uh, the yeah how to get on the flight
Mm-hmm.
and that the company is keeping you and how it does it all works and at each airport there are um, people who help
Mm-hmm.
and therefore it's no problem. But
Mm-hmm.
you have to know it, and I found it out all out because I had no one who told me,
Mm-hmm.
and it
Yeah.
was oh, it was some a bit difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. So is traveling something that you discovered after your accident and diagnosis, or had you always been a traveler, or have you traveled the most since?
I, I didn't like very much to travel.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I have a so much nice place where I'm living. It's a
Okay.
Cape and it's really nice here and so and at the beginning when we founded our farm in 1978, we had been pioneers in organic farming at
Mm-hmm.
this time, and we had so much to work, and I loved the field and to be
Mm-hmm.
outside and so on. I didn't, I didn't
Didn't want
want.
to leave.
Yeah, I had been some places in Germany and so, but not far away,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like like today.
It's
We have
beautiful
a
today.
very mobile society at the moment.
Yeah. So what was it about traveling that you wanted to overcome as far as like a challenge after your accident? Because, some people maybe do hobbies, but it seems like traveling is, what you really wanted to do afterwards. What was it about traveling and just the challenge of that made you want to just go to all these places?
I had always everywhere I had friends, and
Oh, lovely.
I wanted to go to Dresden. I wanted
Yeah.
to go to Bad Kissingen and some other places. And then I had been there to Munich and to London,
Mhm.
and so that was the reason why I'm traveling.
To go see your friends. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. And
yeah.
so and so what inspired the idea for your book to get it written and published?
Yeah, the idea was just because I was always told I have to write a book because
Hmm.
people shall know what trouble I had and how I managed it, and to get home and yeah, and how I worked it out,
Hmm.
and therefore the book came to life. And then I had been to Hay House writers workshops and so on, and
Oh, lovely.
yeah, and then I was also very motivated to write a book.
Yeah. You're like, I have to now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I learned quite a lot of book writing and how to do it
Hmm.
and how it works and how to publish. And so yeah, now it's published by Boa Press.
Yeah. And so when did you start writing your book?
Yeah, um, yeah, yeah, in a way, I started when I had the accident. When I
Oh,
had been
okay.
in the hospital, I
Mhm.
started to write
Okay.
a daily report.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
but at this time, I was not mentioned to write a book.
Right. You were
It
just
was
logging
just
everything.
to write it down, and I did the same later when I was the first. Uh, when I was on train traveling to Hamburg for yoga and so. and then things happened. I made some notes, and yeah, when the idea came more and more, then I could use it all, and then the book was written.
Yeah. And so how long did it take you to finish your book? Like when you actually started down like writing and to finish?
Yeah, it was several years because it's always stories from my life. It's
Mhm.
all true. It's not from fantasy. It's
Yeah.
really true stories from of life, and they kept going on, and
Yeah.
therefore, yeah, at the end, yeah, when I was really writing, then it took, yeah, I think 2 years probably,
Okay.
and then I had my editor said because I had some problem because um, people here at the farm they didn't want that I write about the farm and where I am and so on, and then I decided to write the book as if two people were talking about me. And then the editor said, that doesn't work.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You have to rewrite everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was,
Get it all out there.
I was very disappointed, but I managed it in half a year or so that
Okay.
I had a new book, and then he did the editoring, and then it came out in Germany, and then I started to translate it because
Mm-hmm.
of my contact to the Hay House Writers Workshop, and then be a member of the Hay House Writers Community and entrepreneur, and so yeah, and then it was clear to write it, to translate it into English,
Mm-hmm.
and then I did it, and then I had a good luck that also a friend of mine in near Chicago, she helped me to to get it to a real American English.
Okay.
And she also, and that was very, very good. She also said me always, hey, no one would understand what you are writing about. You have to make it clear because you are writing about German habits, uh,
Mm.
but in America, it's totally different to go by train and so on. And so
Oh,
you have to explain what you mean
right.
to
Yeah.
me.
Clarify more for Americans.
Yeah,
Yeah. Was that a
and
hard part,
also,
translating and
yeah,
adapting your words?
yeah. And
Yeah.
then it's also very interesting was normally I'm thinking and writing in kilometer, but
Yeah.
no one
No.
knows how much is a kilometer, but because you are thinking in miles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so
Little adjustment.
I changed it all, and now the kilometers are yeah in breaks
Hmm.
after it, and so also centimeter, inches, and so on.
Yeah.
It
This is
was
a
a
whole
very
thing.
interesting part, but she was right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
And
was quite a lot of fun.
yeah, yeah. What was it like writing a book and going back through all your logs and journaling and how was it like a sense of healing for you writing your book?
Yeah, it was. It's very interesting to read it again, or and it seems to be a long time ago, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I can't imagine that it happened, but
Really? Mm-hmm. But you've
it,
come so far. Yeah.
to me, and uh, and it's also very important that you make notes. Otherwise, you won't would forget it.
Remember. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't remember everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because each day is a new day, and the yesterday is yesterday,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and you only remember very, very strong accidents or something like this.
Mm-hmm. What was a part of your book that was most memorable for you to write?
Yeah, I love. really much, very much to write or yeah, about lifestyle medicine
Mm,
because that was very interesting for me because
mhm.
Dr. Sarah Stancik, uh, she had also MS,
Oh, wow.
multiple sclerosis,
Mhm.
and she managed to get out of it.
Oh,
But
wow.
she's is and because she changed her lifestyle.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, and that's very, very important. And yeah, that was very interesting for me to read her book and also yeah, I could get new insights for myself
Mm-hmm.
and I could change also something for me. And yeah, at the moment I'm quite yeah, in a way I'm really quite happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it works out quite well, and
Yeah, I'm good.
yeah, sometimes it's a little bit difficult when I'm not able to go for training. I'm a little bit disappointed and
Mm-hmm.
not depressed, but
Yeah, it's like you're bummed out. Yeah, because you're so used to it at this point. It's just part of your life, right?
yeah,
Yeah. What's been the nicest feedback or review you've received about your book?
yeah, the best thing I ever heard, you know, I've the technician for the rep to repair my hand bike had been he was here and he did it so very, very well. And
Mm-hmm.
then I gave him my book. And the next
Oh,
time when he came back, he was very excited and told me that he immediately went to a gym and signed up for training regularly because he
wow.
said, what I'm able to do, should he do as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and therefore I was so lucky.
Yeah.
And I
You
thought,
impacted him.
yeah, then I thought that would enough. What more, what more do I need? And
Yeah.
also, I'm always very happy when people after readings also tell me that if they had already read my book, that
Mm-hmm.
they had been very inspired and got
Mm-hmm.
more courage for their own life.
Oh.
That's yeah, and therefore I always know it was not a fault to write a book
Mm-hmm.
about my life. Also, when I was writing it, I didn't experience it or I didn't expect it. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but that was is the outcome.
Wow. Yeah, usually, when authors write their books, they have feedback from people that are, just words, right? Like, "Oh, I loved your book. It really like impacted my life." But I feel like this person that actually made a physical impact because of you and your book, like that is even more special and important. So that's really, yeah, that's really cool that he actually took that initiative to change his life
Yeah,
for the better. That's great.
yeah,
Um, what advice would you give to a writer working on his or her first book?
yeah. I would say just right. That's right. Especially if you're writing about yourself, then
Hmm.
it's your life. Then it's quite easy. You can write it step by step, as you know, because
Hmm.
it's your life. And then, but as soon as you are writing about other subjects, then it would be very useful to make a plan about what you would like to write and
Hmm.
have some chapters, and then you can fill them one after the other, or
Hmm.
however. And
Hmm.
then let it be just a month or two. Let it be, and you will be surprised what you have been written, and you will
Yeah.
notice then that something was a little bit stupid, and
Yeah.
uh, something has had to be refreshed and to be more clearly. And then the book is getting more and more a book. And then, yeah, then look for an experienced editor, and
Mm-hmm.
the editor will then do the best out of the book, and then it
Yeah.
is perfect.
Yeah, that's good advice. Yeah.
Yeah,
So did you mention earlier that you're working on a second book, right? How is that going? You said it's completed. It just needs to be sent in.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I especially wrote it about the rehab
Okay.
because at the time from coronavirus.
Oh yeah.
And it was a very hard time for me because
Mm,
at this time I couldn't do any training and so on.
yeah.
It was a very hard time, and then yeah, that was is the most. But then I also write about training, movement,
Hmm.
the importance of movement, and then also about courage and yeah, and inner strength,
Mm-hmm.
because that's very, very important, and something like this. And what's not about, yeah, several subjects. I I was experienced in between during the time when I had been at the hospital for
Hmm.
yeah, and yeah,
Okay.
and it's quite interesting, I think. And then I also, as I already said, have a chapter about how to travel
Yeah, how to
step by
travel.
step.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Do you have any traveling goals for the rest of this year?
yeah, I would like to go, but I think this year that is not possible.
Okay.
But I would like to go to my friend to Slovenia again.
Okay. Yeah, you had a
Yeah,
good time there. Nice.
yeah, I think next year.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah, yeah, that would be very great.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all the time we have for today. But before we go, is there anything you wish to say to our audience one last time, or can readers find you through a website or anything like that?
Yeah, at the moment, there are some promotional activities. On Amazon is at the moment on Amazon is ebook promotion,
Okay.
and yeah, and then you find my book everywhere at any bookstore,
Okay.
and yeah, and also you get my book on Amazon, of course, and there's also a Kindle ebook, and also available the German edition.
Hmm.
And yeah, and now I'm very surprised and looking forward what's going on and how is the outcome.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Eugene, for joining me today. I appreciate your time and your story is very inspiring, and I hope readers find it as inspiring as we do. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you too. It was very nice to talk to you.
Yeah, it's wonderful
Uh,
to talk to you too. But yeah, like as Eugene mentioned, you can find his book on Amazon and Barnes and Noble, and also through Balboa Press, which is where he
yes,
published. We have an online bookstore there; you can purchase it. And if you do enjoy this story, Eugene's story, please leave him a review. I know he would love that to get some feedback. And thank you so much. And I'll see you next time with another author and their story.